And I also want to just make a quick point about, just like this commentary that we're seeing on social media about how, we're experiencing what we're experiencing because of a lack of leadership, right? That Donald Trump is inherently, or more importantly, like uniquely terrible. And in some ways he is. But what he got a lot of attention for this week was his disgusting thug comment and, the looting comment on Twitter. I'll read it to you just 1 second. And then I want to compare it to something that a prominent conservative had to say in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. So Trump had tweeted, "These thugs are dishonoring the memory of George Floyd, and I won't let it happen. Just spoke to the governor, Tim Walz, blah, blah, blah." And then he ends it with, "Any difficulty, and we will assume control. But when the looting starts, the shooting starts. Thank you." So he essentially threatens the protesters with shootings. And people are like, "Oh, my God, remember when the Republican Party was decent? They didn't add."
Yeah, right.
No, I don't remember. I don't remember that because the Republican Party might have been a little more covert, or not even covert, just a little more sophisticated in their language, but in some cases, not really. So Peggy Noonan, who's a very prominent Wall Street Republican, who's invited on all of these cable news shows, all of these network news shows, as a real credible Republican voice. She had written in 2005 a Wall Street Journal column, and it was titled "After the Storm." Okay. You scroll down, you read it, and she talks about some of the protests and looting that happened. And she says this, okay, as for the tragic pigism that is taking place on the streets of New Orleans, it is not unbelievable, but it is unforgivable. And I hope the looters are shot.
Wow.
So just understand that, like, Trump, he tends to say things out loud, whereas I think historically, like, politicians have been a little more careful, but he represents something that's existed in this country for a long, long time. This idea of, state-sponsored terrorism, state-sponsored murder, has been around in this country for a long time. It's who we are, and it's part of our identity. And unless we're willing to accept that, nothing's going to change.
Yeah, I mean, and that's perfect. And Peggy Noonan is somebody who is invited on to talk about how uncouth Trump is, and of course, even that looting starts, shooting starts was traced back to a segregationist mayor's comments, I think in Miami from the 60s. Trump is the Republican Party, and this is a slice of history and an ongoing tradition in this country that he represents, and people need to be real about that.